Ya, senarai filem anime untuk musim Luruh ini ada beberapa golden kamu yang berbalik juga pada subjek tadi, tapi I think for golden kamu is Sapporo Beer Ojo and basically is actually an adaptation from an arc in the manga. So ini umpamakan kita menonton Mugen Train lah kot. So I think I'm not sure what where in the story is this bit is, and again it will have the same roster of seiyus lah for this. Boleh tengok dalam list ni ada Kenjiro, ada bukan, that's not Kenjiro sudah, that's Konishi Katsuyuki, that's Tengen and ada Matsuko Yoshitsugu, that's Sugu, that's Johnny or Inosuke. Okay, and that's a girls band cry movie. Is this a new movie or is this a compilation movie? Jeng. Tak ada synopsis. Oh, it's a compilation movie. Oh, that's nice. I actually haven't watched this because hari tu what happened was this anime wasn't picked up by any of the international licenses, and it was out later lah. So macam seperti mana orang kena tengok pakai channel One Piece lah nak tengok the original band cry. So saya tengok the other one, the one about the 4 schoolgirls yang berlainan outlook in life, getting together to form a band. Tip of my tongue, I can't remember the title, but I've done the video. Look it up in the list. So what are the films we've got? We've got Love Life. Oh, we have to mention this one, Hateshinaki, Scarlet Top. So after failing to avenge her father's murder, Princess Scarlet wakes up in the land of the dead. In this world full of madness, she must take revenge on her sworn enemy. If she does not avenge her nemesis and reach the endless place, she'll become nothingness and cease to exist. Now the reason I have to mention Scarlet Top ni pasal ini filem terbaru Mamoru Hosoda dari studio Cheese. Kali ni dia genre fantasy. He tends to make films which are a bit more, dia macam seangkatan lah dengan Shinkai. And in fact Hosoda at one point was dinobatkan sebagai kemungkinan pengganti Miyazaki kalau dia meninggal kan. Tapi unfortunately due to creative differences they parted ways. And this was at the time of House Moving Castle, because he was the original director for House Moving Castle, but to creative differences menyebabkan dia belah. But then perhaps for a good reason, he did Studio Cheese, and he made the likes of The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, Summer Wars, Mirai. So to everyone their own. Shinkai got his own stuff, Mamoru Hosoda got his own stuff. And as usual untuk filem dia akan get mainly pelakon as opposed to seiyu. So kalau seiyu ada pun macam kalian pasal tak? People like Miyano Mamoru who voiced Doma in Demon Slayer, Suda Kenjiro, they're all doing the supporting characters. Main actors tend to be pelakon. No opening ending themes listed yet. So the trailer looks really pretty good actually. Yes, Hateshinaki, Scarlet Top. Check it out. So bila keluar Oh, lambat lagi, November 21. Obviously that's a Japanese release date lah. Kita nak tengok bila entahlah. Poster looks a bit interesting. Autumn 2023, Akutsu, an elderly inmate serving life in prison, is on the verge of a lonely death in a single cell. A flower touched me not that can talk like human, says to him. What a rotten life you had. Through their conversation, Akutsu starts reflecting on his past. Oh dear, ni sedih ya. Oh, sumber sinopsis ni daripada Annecy Festival. Annecy Festival ni sebuah festival anime di Annecy, Perancis. And there's been a few titles that had their debut there, like that film that I reviewed about the girl who made a band with the girl from the sekolah Mubalih yang buat band. You know which one I'm talking about. Nanti aku on the list on top. Yes. And it's by Studio Clap. What an unfortunate name. And Kaoru Kobayashi. Now, why is this face familiar? Dia pelakon tau. Dia bukan. Oh, dia Pelican from Kimitachi wa Doiku Kak Boy and Heron. Oh, he's also he's Chiko from Mononoke, Princess Mononoke, the Bloody Priest. Oh, come on, Kobayashi Kaoru. Yeah, dia pelakon lah, dia bukan CEO. So,
Netflix original drama Shinya Shokudo.
Nampak gaya ni, cerita sedih ni. Yang lain semua CEO. That's Yasumoto Hiroki. That's Sado from Bleach. So, Hosenka, The Last Blossom. Oh, ada Gundam. So untuk Shaz, untuk Myra, untuk untuk Busy. So we've got Kudō Senshi Gondamu Tickets No Funds. Mako Ai no Kusabi. So basically I'm the orphans lah. 3 tickets. I think short film to commemorate the 10th anniversary of so not sure lah whether this is actually compilation film ke apa ke. Nothing much has been said about it, and it's coming out end of the month. Depends on what Makoai no Kusabi is. So if anybody knows what it is, can make a comment lah. Anyway, onwards. Pederio Rakuan no Guernica ni is how they like to do things like I've seen this in a couple of works in which we get World War II films with the Japanese Imperial Japanese Army and all that, or presented all cutesy and all that. Ni bukannya a criticism on diorang dulu kejam, Chapsal, how could you make them cute or whatever. That's not the point. But the fact, at the end of the day, ini sejarah orang Jepun. So, I mean, where they were in the pages of history tu terpulang lah. Tapi, ia tetap sejarah mereka. Dan juga dalam tentera mereka, tak semua jahat. Biasanya benda-benda yang jahat ni semua politician. Kan, politician seorang ni ke apa ke, diorang, you know, as soldiers, you are at the mercy of the instructions of politicians, and when diorang, and you have to bear in mind juga, ni bukan justify ke apa, tapi tak kisahlah perang mana pun, jika kau macam muda dipaksa, I mean, just watch any Vietnam films lah. You could see how this young American GIs creating atrocities because diorang macam, you are being pushed lah to the point of stuff. So itulah, say no to war, man. So essentially, back to this series Showa 19, 1944 summer. Tamaru, a soldier who aspired to be a manga artist, was on Pederio Island at the end of the Pacific War. The island of the paradise covered with beautiful forests and surrounded by a sea of coral reefs. It was also a battlefield on which 50,000 soldiers from Japan and the United States killed each other. See? Semua pasal politician. At the time, 40,000 elite US troops invaded in an attempt to seize the airfield. That's a lot of troops, which was touted as the best in East Asia. Fair enough. A garrison of 10,000 Japanese troops was ordered to meet the aggressors and thoroughly endure the attack. What did they fight for? Again, the topic that was on about. And what was on their minds on this small island far from the homeland? a long forgotten record of truth from young people who had lived in the war era. Back to the bit. Sorry, that I almost wanted to say that I've seen this kind of thing before. I used to watch this old OVA on VHS called Cockpit. It had 3 stories in it by Leiji Matsumoto. I think it was curated by Leiji Matsumoto. So one of the episodes was done kind of Leiji Matsumoto style yang muka panjang semua tu. But the other one was more of a chibi, cartoony, comedic character, pendek semua dan sebagainya, which looks like these characters. So itulah, but then they're still showing the horrors of war, but done in a pretty way. So we've only got 2 members of staff here. I mean, MCU here and some members of staff. So itulah, bila ni? December 5th, and done by Half HP Studio. Sorry, Shin A Animation and Fugaku. And it's from a manga, Rakuen no Guernica. Siapa tahu apa benda Guernica? Aku tahu Guernica lukisan oleh Pablo Picasso yang sekarang ada di sebuah museum di Madrid, Spanyol. Tengok ada explanation tak? Tak cakap. Tapi untuk aku, that's what Guernica means lah. Anyway. Oh, Girls und Panzer. Moto rabu-rabu. Saku send this. That's on Boxing Day if you were in the West. Oh, well, United Kingdom. Kah ini, deep dive into the unseen daily life of the passionate students dedicated to set shadow. Pasal bukan dah habis ke cerita ni? And episode 4. Not too sure why it's listed under film then. Oh, that's interesting. Well, actually, I might be wrong. I've only watched 1 season of it. Not seen the other seasons if it does exist. Anyway, quick note on things like when people comment on film adaptations of manga, or orang people tend to categorize, oh, this is more like an OVA, oh, this should be done like an episode for TV, but it depends on itulah, neither here nor there punya argument in the sense of this. I think because kata take for example, the biggest example, our Demon Slayer film yang apparently tengah gempak gila, beating the likes of Superman. Yes, pada anda yang hari tu komen boleh beat ke tak, and kami go tak beat, and in the end beat. Well, I nak kata I stand corrected pun tak nak juga, because how could I predict? How could anyone predict? So, and besides, aku nak tengok cerita je. Aku tak ambil pok lah siapa menang, siapa kalah. Bukan, kalau dia kalah pun aku still suka. So, balik kepada konsep of how you watch anime and film. It depends on how the stuff was written. Because when it was written by the original writers, dia tak ada macam fikir, oh nanti untuk bab 23 sampai 27 ni aku nak buat wayang. Mana ada. So macam kalau Mugen Train to happen to just fit nicely to be shown, and it concludes nicely, good on Gotoge sensei lah, and Sageto Rize Hand, which is also another perfect example of an arc within a sub arc within the Makima punya arc, and it just fits nicely, lengthwise, pacing wise, conclusion wise, to be told as a separate story. And in fact, some people were saying that you can even watch that on its own without knowing what Chainsaw Man is, which is bagus lah. But I think it's just a coincidence lah. And back to Demon Slayer pula, the powers that be, unfortunately diorang lah pilih nak buat the last bit of the manga as the films, which in my opinion does sound like a good idea. But then when and I have to like, okay, this one I stand corrected. I do feel that the flashbacks sedikit mengacau, and but then aku macam terpaksa aku lah, because that's how Kudō wrote the story. So probably the fault lies in with Ufotable wanting to cash in of the thing as a cinema, but you can't fault them, can they? If you could see, if they spent 22 million USD on it and now making that amount of money, like 600 odd million, good on them lah. So at the end of the day, bila keluar wayang part 2 dengan part 3 in a few years time on IMAX, saya bayarlah pergi tengok.
Ada